It is also a role that envisages an integrated service that is not only reactive to crises, but also involves long-term projects to prevent further crises from happening in the first place. Now, it's a field in which civil society has been exemplary. In areas such as climate change, for example, disarmament or human rights, better and more universal early warning systems could be developed with the help of government and civil society that will strengthen data monitoring and data gathering in the future. Now, I believe this will create a greater transparency, accountability, and policy promotion. Governments already spend vast resources, as we know, on predicting changes in the economy through statistical predictions and theoretical projections. These often determine how resources are used and where money is spent. A similar position, I hope you'll agree, could be taken in relation to peace and security, where governments should be able to do far more to predict future crises that may affect peace and security, just as they do on the economy. There should be annual statements on peace building and reviews of government policy made to Parliament, and questions asked, of course, about them. Now, my friends, I have great respect for the military, the British Armed Forces, who are often the first responders in a crisis situation overseas. Our brave men and women have proven adept in their actions to crises around the world, and they're renowned globally for their excellent training, incorruptibility, professionalism, and expertise. What the peace doctrine proposes is a larger, more efficient, and faster humanitarian response capability that will be able to be deployed in the event of natural and man-made disasters. Climate change and increasing population in areas prone to flooding, drought, and earthquakes necessitate the rapid deployment and assistance of professionals, including the armed forces. We should see our military not just as defenders of the realm, not just as first responders to a crisis situation, but as professional, highly regimented, but adaptable forces that are ready to prevent crises from happening in the first place. Indeed, our armed forces need to move from a reactive posture, dealing with crises after they have started, towards a more proactive role in preventing future crises. We see our armed forces as being the physical backbone of our integrated approach. A peace doctrine will go well beyond the traditional aid budget system as a means of promoting development in regions with weak institutions that are prone to conflict. There's a greater need to integrate peace impact into development and humanitarian programs, especially in fragile states. And it's vital that we increase the contribution from indigenous peoples and from women. This is where we think that preventative diplomatic strategy will be essential in the process of conflict prevention. And the peace doctrine moves beyond the three main departments of DFID, the FCO, and Defence, and sees possibilities for greater coordination among other organs of the state and wider society. As I said, we now live in a far more connected world where there are more spaces in which to connect to people and for them to be more engaged in vital issues. Today's social and conventional media open up new opportunities to support peace and security globally by providing populations with essential information. For example, in Sierra Leone, it was community radio that aided the consolidation of peace. And in that country over the last 15 years, we're blessed in the UK with having the world's greatest and largest international broadcaster in the BBC, broadcasting in almost 50 different languages. It has a global audience of over 201 million, and counting. It reaches some of the most remote places on Earth, and as part of its global mission to educate and inform, the BBC plays a crucial role in disseminating the factual information that helps to protect peace in potential conflict zones and save lives in times of crisis. Educating people on issues ranging from women's rights to climate change, for example. A Labour government will both encourage that role and, just as importantly, ensure that it is properly funded. We will enhance its ability to bring people together around the world as part of our global community. Within Britain's world-renowned universities, of course, we are very deeply fortunate to have some of the world's best departments, as Vijay mentioned, in war studies at King's College and peace studies at the university that we're in at the moment, the University of Bradford. The peace doctrine could learn from the very best in the research and analysis conducted by our universities and ask those departments to assist us in creating better tools to monitor new trends in peace building, as well as helping to train our civil servants and military personnel. Nearly finished. And finally, the peace doctrine will involve all of you. The peace doctrine is aimed to be an inclusive, consultative and deliberative document. It's something we feel would benefit from the input from individuals, from students and from civil society in general. So in conclusion, my friends, let's work together to fight the challenges we face as a human race. Let us combine our resources and work for a better future for all living creatures on this unique planet Earth. Because I strongly believe that when we work together, we can achieve extraordinary things. Together we can overcome the threats that affect us as a global community. And together we can create a better future for ourselves and our children. Finally, I'm reminded of what the great philosopher Bertrand Russell once said, and I quote, "The only thing that will redeem mankind is cooperation." And that has never been more appropriate than it is today.
Thank you very much, Fabian. We now have an opportunity for questions. So, does anybody have a question?
Yes.
For our distinguished speaker?
If you don't mind me starting.
Right. Can you follow when people asking questions? You just want to introduce yourself.
Okay.
If you're from an organisation, if you want to say what.
Right, my name's Bernie Holland. I'm a member of United for Peace. Been with Vijay for 3 years now. I'm a member of British Pugwash. I'm an active member of Harrow East Constituency Labour Party. I'm a member of Soka Gakkai International, which some of you may have heard of. That's me. So, I've got, in a sense, you've answered these questions already, but I would still like to ask them, Fabian.
Sure.
How can we begin to approach the problem of disseminating information freely when we face a media that is controlled by corporations that have vested interests in perpetrating conflict globally?
Shall we take three?
Yeah, sure. At the back.
Hi, thank you very much. And on behalf of the Peace Studies, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us today. I'm also a master's. I did my master's here previously, and I'm now doing my PhD, and I'm looking at regional security in the Baltic Sea region. And my question is for Fabian. I wonder if you could comment briefly on how you see the future relationship between UK and Russia, especially after 2014, UK as a NATO member and NATO as a whole. There's been a lot of investment on national defense budgets, they've been raised a lot, and NATO and UK as a part of it has been moving into a more sort of deterrent posture as a whole. So do you see in the future scope for cooperation or any kind of restoration for a cooperative security order, or how do you envisage UK and West will move forward in its relationship with Russia?
Could you just give us your name?
Yeah.
Sam.